All right, Duluth, happy Wednesday. Hope you are all having a great day. Summer's coming up. We hope, at least we live in Minnesota, we never know. But in honor of summer coming up, we're gonna do Summer Shred 101 today. I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about some tips and tricks and things that you should keep in mind when it comes to getting that beach body ready, treading down that body fat. So first and foremost, the most important thing, doesn't matter what supplement you take, how you're working out, how you're training, it's all about calories in, calories out, and making sure that we're eating less and we're burning, being in a negative energy balance. So this deficit can range anywhere from a 200 to 500 calorie deficit. 200 is going to be about that point of where it's a recomposition point, more building muscle and burning fat at the same time. That 500 calorie deficit is more along the lines of maintaining our muscle tissue while just strictly stripping off that body fat. Which leads me to my next thing, which is going to be macros. So macros within calorie intakes, especially when it comes to shredding, can be more important. So one thing we want to keep in mind, we want to keep those carbs a little bit lower. We still want to have carbs, and yes, you can lose fat and eat carbs. It's all about the type of carbs that you consume. So for percentages, we want to be in the carb range of about 20 to 30% of our daily intakes. Fats around 20 to 30% as well. Protein intakes should be a little bit higher. So when we talk about good versus bad carbs, this is what we mean. So good carbs are going to be your unprocessed carbs with a low glycemic index. So when you think about good carbs, you want to think about things that come from the earth, things that are unprocessed: quinoa, brown rice, whole grain breads, fruits, vegetables, things like that. Bad carbs would be things with a high glycemic index, and that's going to be your processed foods: candy, pop, chips, pastries, things like that. We want to avoid those highly processed foods. Into the most dreaded thing of all, cardio. So when it comes to cardio, there's two types of cardio I recommend when it comes to fat loss. Either LISS, which stands for low intensity steady state, or HIIT, which is high intensity interval training. You can kind of pick whatever you want to do. If you're somebody who's a pretty avid and high intensity lifter, I would recommend going more towards the LISS side of things. If you're somebody that doesn't have as much time to train, HIIT is very effective, and you don't need to do it for very long. About 10-15 minutes is all you need. HIIT can be executed along the lines of 30 seconds all out with a 30-second rest, 20 seconds all out, 10-second rest, things like that. If you guys have questions about HIIT, come stop by. We'll help you out with that. As far as supplementation goes, there's a decent amount we can take a look at. First and foremost, health essentials, and the reason why is because we're taking in less food. Less food means less nutrients, which can lead us to getting sick. It can weaken our immune system, and it can actually hinder your results. So health essentials are very, very important. Things that are going to speed up the process are like fat burners. So things like CLA, L-carnitine. These are non-stimulant fat burners that are going to help to elevate your lipid metabolism and burn fat for energy. Next is going to be thermogenics. These are more along the lines of helping to aid in overall weight loss, which is going to look like appetite suppression. They do have stimulants in them. The reason why they put stimulants in them is because when we're taking in less food, we are taking in less calories. Less calories means less energy. We can kind of be dragging throughout the day. That's going to help to give us all day energy. Some other things that we can keep in mind as well is like a glucose disposal agent. So GDAs, or glucose supplements in general, are a great way to make sure that we are utilizing our carbohydrates properly. It's going to help to manage our blood sugar levels and more make sure that we are putting those carbs to work in the right ways. And lastly, sleep aids. Sleep is very, very important for fat loss. It's also very important for stress management. High stress means high cortisol. High cortisol means you're much more prone to fat retention, water retention, bloating, and more. So if you guys are getting ready for spring break or just getting ready for that beach body in general, come stop by. We'll jump you on the InBody. We'll help you with a calorie intake. We'll write you a meal plan. We'll show you what supplements you need and supplements that you don't need. So with that being said, good luck with us Summer Shreds. We'll see you next week for another Summer Shred 101. Have a good day.